Good morning, friends, and welcome to an absolutely fantastic morning. You can't believe how I've been waiting for this day, and to actually have a tea to tea with a beautiful person, a very loving heart, an absolutely positive person. And I've just been really counting hours. I spoke to her last night, and we had a blast as always. I came to know about Neerja few years back when I was actually down the stairs of Marina Beach next to the Gandhi statue when we were all working towards the Pinkathon. As all of you know, Pinkathon is a marathon for breast cancer or awareness, and usually women take part in it. But there are a lot of men who support women and also take part in that. And so Milind Soman, along with his mother and the entire crew of Pinkathon, had this brand ambassador T-shirts of I think it was gray with a pink written on that, and Pinkathon there as a brand ambassador. And hence you can see all of us are in pink today. And why pink, right? October 1st to 31st, 2020 was, celebrated, if I could say, as a breast cancer awareness month. Okay, so and I'm super excited. See, I never really planned all this, but it just fell in place. And today is October 31st, and it's the last day of the month. That's fine. And you know what is so beautiful? Today is a Saturday, and every Saturday we have an expert speaker, right? And today's expert speaker is none other than Neerja. And I want to talk to you a little more about breast cancer and why is it so important for all of us to know. And then I would talk to you about the speaker and then invite her on the stage. So Get In Get Fit series, today we are on session 14. And the whole initiative of this Get In Get Fit series was about having a holistic approach towards life. It is not about a slimming program, or it is not about just exercise or something like that. It was a complete holistic approach in which 1948, World Health Organization had said that whenever a person is supposed to be healthy, they are supposed to be healthy in body, mind, heart, and soul. So that was the whole essence of this program. And what is so beautiful about this program is every week we have expert speakers who are just like you and me, but who made a difference in their own personal lives and who brought this ripple effect and a change in this entire society. I'm not going to say that it brought a change in a particular region or in a nation or worldwide, because I personally feel that today the world has completely shrunk. You and I, we are, we can be sitting anywhere and still, we can be communicated or we can be connected through a media. And today's speaker is right now, she is from Chennai, but she is right now in Bombay. Okay, so you can understand that how people are wanting to reach out just to connect with people, to communicate, to help people understand, to empathize with people, to give them what best they can in this given situation. Okay, and so as I told you, October 1st to 31st is a breast cancer awareness month, and today being the last day of the month and Saturday, it is just a treat for us to have Neerja along with us. So that's the first thing. Second, why breast cancer and why pink, right? So if you did not know, each of the cancer, that is cancer can happen anywhere in the body. Just for a layman to understand what cancer is, it means there is a, extra production of a particular cell, and which is not beneficial for the body. Okay. I don't want you to use a very technical jargons, because being a doctor, maybe I might say certain things, but what I want a layman, a normal person to understand is, it's just that few cells just increase in size, either size as in numbers or size as in the shape, the complete position of them, and thereby they cause some harmful effects to the body. and they being there in the body is sometimes not beneficial. So either you can do various types of treatment, but either you can remove that part of the body so that along with those cells, the entire organ is saved. And that is why many women undergo something called mastectomy, wherein they, either one breast or both the breasts are removed. Some do it in a precautionary way, some do it as a therapeutic way, because the cancer has spread. And there are a lot of other ways of approach to this also. And what is best is, we have to empathize with such women, and we need to give them an assurance, what I would call them, include into your life, okay, or include yourself into their lives, whatever the case can be. And when you do that, you don't know the kind of power you give to that woman. You make her feel safe, you make her feel wanted, you make her feel that, she is what she is because of her soul and not because of certain parts of her body. See, there was a time when appendix was just removed and thrown, uterus was removed and thrown after the function got over. So if that is so with the breast, then so be it. But I want you all to understand that, it is not to say ayyo pavam. That's not what they want to hear. They want you to really rejoice with them. They want you to, give them that kind of comfort that, they are just like you and me, and they are much more than you and me, because they are just not fighters, they are conquerors. And that is what makes these people so special. So coming to that, I would, encourage, or, I would like to help all of you understand how to examine your own breast, so that, you will be in a better position to understand your body. And if there is a male sitting here and listening to us, I would encourage you to be that support, either for your wife, for your mother, for your sister, for your daughter, for your niece, for anybody, for your friend, anybody, for that matter. And that is very important. So you can examine this in actually three different ways. You can either raise your hands up, or you can raise your hands down, or put it on your waist. And by doing so, you're just trying to get to the different positions of your breast. Second is, you can either stand or lie down and do it also. Okay. And what you need to do is actually take your palm of your hand with the fingers, and slowly massage on all the four angles, that is the north, south, east, west of your breast, and just see if there is any lump or anything which you feel is not the same like a tissue on the other side, okay, or in the same breast for that matter. You can also check whether the nipples are either inside or outside. Is there any discharge? It could be milk, or it could be any blood coming out, any discharge for that matter, where you can see that it is troubling you. Now, if you find any such things, don't panic. Not everything is cancerous in nature. Don't panic, but do go to a gynecologist and get yourself checked, and also get a mammogram done. Mammogram is just an effective way of finding out whether your breast is safe or not. Okay, and pretty much recommended in 2-3 different types of women. One is a woman who has not given birth to children. Two, a woman who is not married also. Three, a woman who has a familial or a genetical history of, having breast cancers or any type of cancers in their family. And if so, you just have to get this mammogram done, and it's more on a preventive way. Okay, so this entire month, if you look at it, it is only about creating that small awareness, and awareness to help people understand about their physical being, and definitely be a support system, and give them that kind of a positive vibe, a hug, an understanding, a handhold, that you are there with them for the person they are and not because of this particular organ they possess. So with those few words, I would like to put the spotlight on today's, I would call her the hero of the day, and she is none other than Neerja Malik. And before I bring her onto the stage, I want to thank one person who made this possible, and that is JS. All of you know him as Jayendra Soni, and he was one of the expert speakers also. And thank you, JS, so much for helping us connect to Neerja. As I told you, I knew Neerja, but I did not know her personally, or she might have not known me personally. We have met, we have seen during the marathon sessions, but not on a personal level. So thank you so much, JS, for this beautiful, wonderful opportunity. And now I'm going to put the spotlight at Neerja. So for all of you who can understand Neerja, I would request all of you to kindly keep their audios on mute. Thank you so much. And can we have the spotlight at Neerja, please? Can we have the spotlight at Neerja? Can we have the spotlight at Neerja? Okay, so that's Neerja Malik for you, dear friends. And just to give I cannot read her entire CV because she is an epic by herself. And I truly don't want to steal that kind of a person she is. I want her to speak on herself so that, you really can understand what kind of a human being she is, and what kind of a person you are getting to hear today. But more importantly, I want you to definitely know that Neerja Malik is a cancer counselor and an inspirational speaker. She's an author of a book called I Inspire. She's a cancer conqueror. I wouldn't call it a survivor. She's a conqueror and a Pinkathon ambassador. She's an effervescent positive charmer, a social worker, and a teacher. She started the Apollo Cancer Support Group on the 8th of March 2004, creating awareness, inspiring people, and being their support system. She has been an invitee to the International Visitors Leadership Program in Breast Cancer, 2008, October. She has innumerable awards, friends. I'm just going to list a few of them right now. I'm going to read all of them at the end because I feel a person like her who has never left any stone unturned should have that kind of, reach, which she does on a daily basis. For people who know her, she's always on the NDTV news or any YouTube channel. She's on social media. She's got more than 15,000 followers. So, she actually needs no recognition, and it is an honor for us to have her with us. And just listing a few of her awards is the Outstanding Inspirational Woman Award, a Woman Achiever Award, a Lifetime Achiever Award, Woman of Substance, Cancer Crusader Award, Iconic Women Creating a Better World for All, and that is as latest as 2020. So, it's just a proud privilege for me to, honor and bring, Neerja in front of each one of you. And she's such a lovely friend. I know we have ages apart us, but the way we connected from anything to everything, and so many commonalities between us. And thank you so much, Neerja. Accept this as our kind of love and respect for you. And thank you so much for being there with us. Thank you so much. And the stage is yours, darling.
Thank you so much, Vidya. That was a beautiful introduction. Please, I beg of you, don't say anything at the end. If you want to, talk about my awards, just send me a little note, and that is enough. First and foremost, there were a lot of people that I know, and it really warmed the cockles of my heart. Before I forget, because at this age and stage, one day, I just want to add Vidya spoke so beautifully about everything regarding cancer, breast cancer, what it means. And the main thing is that she told you the right ways of self breast examination. She got a very important point that if there are any men, please listen in, because with your support, your women can go and get these things done. Befikar hoke. Now, when she said go and get a mammogram, I want you to realize that the idea with which you go for a mammogram or a PET scan or any MRI is this: not to find something terrible, but to have a baseline. So, supposing you're 35 or 40 and you go for your first mammogram after a sonography, it is not to say you've got cancer, you've got a lump. See, a lovely point that she made is that every lump is not malignant. It could very well be a benign tumor. It need not be cancer. Okay? Now, the reason why you go for these mammograms and all that, not only to discover what is wrong with you, but to have a kind of a baseline. So if this year I'm getting a mammogram done, perhaps because I've got some lumps or fibroids, and it is discovered that nothing is wrong with me, I use that mammogram, that MRI report, that PET scan, that CT scan as a comparative study for the next one. So it is always good to get it done, not because you want to discover something, to get it done, to get it out of your mind, and to keep it as a baseline for future tests. Now, for instance, men go for their annual checkups. All multinational companies insist we women should take care of ourselves, just like that. Because what do? We're multitasking Durgas and Shakti. We have so many hands in it. But when it comes to my child, I will rush and take her to the hospital. I will take my in-laws, my neighbor, everyone. And when it comes to me, back burner. It'll get okay. I don't have the time. Tomorrow is another day. It'll go away. But sweethearts, remember, you are important. You are definitely important and precious. And it is you who keep the ties, the bond, the love, the affection in your families alive and kicking. So please remember that, darlings. You are precious. You are important. And you need to look after yourself. So this is the month of breast cancer. And as Vidya was saying, every cancer has a different color, and the color of breast cancer is pink. It's very strange, but they say that breast cancer is the easiest cancer to have. Why? Because it is not within your body. It is literally an attachments to your body. And the fact of the matter is that if an apple is spoiled, excuse my similes, if an apple is spoiled, what do? You take a knife and you cut that bit and scoop it out, and still the apple is good to go. So just remember that yes, you have mastectomies where the entire breast is removed, and you have lumpectomies, you have different kinds of surgeries. And what is it dependent on? These surgeries are dependent, A, on the size of the tumor, and B, on the location of the tumor. So for instance, if it's closer to the upper quadrant or the upper area where the nipple is, you can just do a lumpectomy. You can just scoop that bit out and take it away, right? But if it is near the chest, then you want to be careful. the doctors will always ensure that there is a margin. So supposing this is the tumor, they will ensure that there is a margin around the tumor and remove that margin along with the tumor to be on the safe side. So when I talk to my patients, and I have been counseling cancer patients for the last 22 years, the first time I had left breast cancer was in 1998, Friday the 13th February. The second time was in November of 2004. So obviously I've gone through diagnosis, all the tests, surgeries, chemotherapies, radiations. But guess what? I had lumpectomies. And because I've had breast cancer twice, this is a matter that is very close, literally, to my heart. So I'm totally into it with a passion and a dedication that I'm grateful for. Grateful to God for this. I'm grateful to God that I'm able to do so much. And I love doing what I do. So that is the important factor, to be able to enjoy doing what you're doing with such joy that it uplifts the people that you are talking to and the people that you are conveying. It need not only be the patient. Because let me tell you, the people surrounding the patient, the family members, the friends, sometimes they are more shattered than the patient itself. Patient has to go through what the patient has to go through. But does anyone know the trauma that the family and friends go through? I know. Because I have gone through cancer as a conqueror. I prefer to call myself a conqueror. I've gone through cancer as a counselor and also a caregiver. My father, he passed away with cancer. And yes, Vidya mentioned something about genetics. So in our family of, in 3 generations, we have had 40 cases of cancer. And so there are 2 ways of doing it. Either you get shattered, or you say, okay, STPA, study, diagnosis, plan of action, and you move on. So just to tell you a little bit about my life, but I will take a few seconds to thank JS, Jendra Soni. I lovingly call him Sweetie, and his wife Chaya, Cutie. And they call me Neerja the Urja. Urja means energy. And thank you, JS. Thank you, Sweetie and Cutie. Because with all the collective love that everyone sends to me, may this Urja carry on for as long as he wills it to. So Neerja Malik was Neerja Bhushan, very naughty child. If there was a tree, I had to climb it. If there was water, I had to jump into it. And this love for people, for animals, it just came flowing freely for nature. And automatically, I seemed to have that kind of a shoulder that people could confide in me. People could talk to me. And it started as little as when I was in the nursery. So because I was a very friendly child, the teachers used to make me in charge of all the new girls and boys who came. And the newies would cry. And their mothers would, feel terrible. And I would just say, Auntie, it's okay, don't worry. I'm there na, main hu na. And with that, please go home. Your child will be fine. So I guess that's where it all started. And God is classic. There is a kind of a method. So God said, okay, here's this person, very gregarious, very friendly, and very naughty, has got a lot of broken bones and wounds, bounces back. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make her do her graduation in social work. Then I'm going to make her do her B.Ed. Then I'm going to make her work in schools as a social worker. Then later on in schools as a 4th standard class teacher. And then come to Chennai. And this is after marriage. Then I'm going to give her so much experience in the University of Life. Lots of miscarriages. A stillborn in the 8th month. Twins who were 2 months and 5 days premature. I had to be in a nursing home for more than a month on a boiled and saltless diet because my BP was 270 by 140. And guess what? They decided that my twins were supposed to come forth into the world on the 9th of September. I was rushed to hospital to the nursing home on the 4th of June. And they said that on the 23rd of July, you will not be able to manage with the children because they were giving me blood pressure medicines. And every hour on the hour, they would check the fetal heartbeats, whether it was day or night. And my son was in one corner and his heartbeat would go, boop, 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 boop. My daughter was tinier. She couldn't be, located. So imagine for a whole month, every hour, day and night, the faces of the doctors and the nurses would turn white, frantically looking out for this missing child who was swimming all over the place. And then the relief on their faces. So you can imagine the multiple deaths that I went through. The worst moment was when during a sonography, I was informed that your children are IUGR. So I said, what on earth is IUGR? Intrauterine growth retardation. Oh my God, you hear the word retardation and you think the worst. You think of mental, physical retardation. And I said, what does it mean? The twins were still inside. And she said, oh, it means that this particular fetus is premature. I said, but both are premature. She said, no, this one is more premature than premature. So I'm very grateful to one thing, that whatever highs and lows, cancer twice, various tumors, operation here, operation on my leg, they found a tumor, and then when they removed it, they found another tumor. They'd taken out so much of flesh, they had to stitch it together. We stitched it well, but an infectious tongue was underneath. And every day, from April to October, they had to put in hydrochloric acid and clean that temple because the stop would join. But deep inside, the wound had to be cleared and cleaned. So this tunnel, every day, twice a day, they would break it and stuff it till gradually the tunnel became smaller. And by the time it was October, from April, it healed. So God is great. I have immense trust and faith in God. And I feel that is what takes me through. Vidya was mentioning my book, I Inspire. What does it talk about? It just talks about the 10 treasures that I found in life. Love, fun and laughter, God, faith, miracles. Even death is a treasure because it teaches us acceptance. And with acceptance comes the attitude of gratitude, then abundance, and then living in the now. So people ask me, you inspire others. Who inspires you? And I say, M, F, S, G. And I'm sure that you would have guessed that M is mother. My mother inspires me because she categorically said right through my childhood two things. One, that whatever happens for the best. And two, look for the good in everyone. Never look at the negative. Just look at the positive. And I am in Mumbai with my mother because I missed her birthday, 90th birthday on the 19th of March. I had to cancel my ticket for the 17th of March. And I hadn't met her since August, September last year. So mind you, 2 whole weeks of quarantine. And it was such fun for me to just go and hold her. So that is why I'm in Amchi, Mumbai. Because my parents, my sister, my in-laws, my brothers-in-laws, they all live in Mumbai. And part of my heart is here. But your heart can be so large that it can encompass the whole world. And that is what we need to do. We are all one. We are connected. Each of us is connected to God, and God is connected to each one. So therefore, we are connected to everyone. And what a wonderful world where we are so deeply connected. And if we loved each one, this would be such a harmonious, peaceful, and joyous world. Now to backtrack. October, it is the month of breast cancer. Point 1, 1981. We were living in London. My husband was going to America. And I said I'll go along for a holiday because being a Punjabi, you have relatives all over the world. And lots of them are in America. So I told everyone, I said, well, I am going on holiday. My husband is accompanying me on business. So 1981, December, my 2 cousins and I sat. And we had a lot to catch up. So we put our husbands and kids and mothers-in-laws to bed, sat on the staircase and talked till 4 in the morning. And then one of us, I guess it must have been me, said, I wonder who next. Why am I sharing this with you? Because the 3 of us spoke like this in December of 1981. And we knew what it meant. I wonder who next, meaning who'd get cancer. So you know that Shah Rukh Khan and Pablo Coelho, they all say, when you put out something into the universe gathers together to put it on a platter and offer it to you. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer, 98, Friday the 13th February. My older cousin, breast cancer, June of 2001. And the other cousin, breast cancer, in October of 2008. And she was diagnosed with lumps in both breasts. And both those lumps were malignant, and both those lumps were different cancers. So what is the point I'm trying to make here? I'm trying to make a point here that don't think of negative stuff, because you draw it, you attract it. Whatever you speak, the universe is not aware. Is it negative? Is it positive? Is it good? Is it bad? You said it. You drew it to you. Your wish is my command, and I will give it to you. That is why we say, let's be positive. Let's not talk anything negative. Because when we are positive, we attract what we talk about, what we think about. Now, I know that a lot of us here are into running, into fitness. Get in, get fit. And because you run, because you are happy people, our body creates endorphins, happy hormones, which gives us the capacity to bear pain. But let me tell you, you know what my thinking is? PMES, Vidyaa said, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. My thinking is that if we are made in the image of God, God is perfect. God is happiness, joy. And therefore, it is my birthright to be happy, to be healthy. Now, sometimes you see these movies nowadays, one slap. Now, of course, they do it 3 times. So one slap and the face goes, da, da, da. And then you immediately touch your face. Or you hurt your thumb. You immediately hold it by the other hand. You stub your toe against the bed. You hold your toe. You get hurt somewhere, you press it. Why? Because we are doing Reiki without knowing on ourselves. So remember, everyone, our hands have a healing power. And how do I manage? People tell me, oh, you're about 120 kgs and you don't have a uterus and ovaries, and don't you have joint pains and backaches, and don't you blah, blah, blah. And I say, no, because A, I believe that I'm made in the image of God, and it is my birthright to be happy and healthy. And B, I am human. Things do happen to me. And how do I cope with it? How do I tackle it? Rub my hands and put it on the spot where it hurts. And using creative visualization, I just ask the negative energy to leave me and disperse, and to go back to God's source and turn into love and light. So that the pain from here doesn't get released into the atmosphere and hook on to someone else. I don't want to share that. You get it? Think about it. I was sitting with someone one day. She spoke to about 5 friends. And the entire talk was about the pain in her shoulders and her knees. Godas and modas, as we call it in Punjab. After the conversation got over, do you know what I told her? I said that if I was the pain in your body, I would never leave you. She said, what? I said, you didn't talk about your children. You didn't talk about anyone. Sometimes you talk about people you love, or even the dog at home, or whatever. all that person focused on was pain. So I said, I would never leave you if I was pain in your body. Because you think of me so lovingly. You talk about me. You focus on me. I'm so comfortable. I don't want to go. Where would I find someone who is so caring? So do you understand the point I'm trying to make? Dispense with pain. Dispense with dis-ease. We become what we think. And whatever we are going to, remember, hum honge kamyab. We shall overcome. So I spoke to you about my mother. And F is father. I ran to him when I was diagnosed with cancer the first time. And I said, Papa, I'm going to fight cancer. And do you know what this naval officer told me? He said, Beta, why are you using the word fight? It is aggressive. And this coming from a naval officer who has received a mention in dispatches in the 1991 war. And he's telling me, don't use the word fight. It is aggressive. Use the word face. And I have been talking about that for the last 22 years. So whenever you hear anyone say, face cancer, don't fight it. Those are the words of my father to me 22 years back in the month of February. Another thing my father did, every time, and I was a wounded, he used to call me his wounded soldier, some broken bone, some wrist, some scratch, some scratch. I mean, I've had crazy things like on a cycle, someone's cycle, the back tire, their front tire hits my back tire, I fly off. I land on the floor and I go tuck, tuck, tuck. Like when you throw a flat stone across the river. I went tuck, tuck, tuck. And she yelled out my name. I used to be called Nikki in school. Nikki! And by the time I could look up, she and her cycle went over my arm. So I've had crazy stuff happen to me. But you know what he used to do? Every time I went for a chemotherapy or radiation or a surgery, just put his hands on my head and say a mantra. So I want to tell you that my parents, they really inspire me because they are not God-fearing. They are God-loving. And that is the difference. They taught me that God, and not taught me, hey, God, no. I think by sheer osmosis of their faith, their love, their beliefs, I became one too. Because my favorite mantras are, God is great. And the other one is, this too shall pass. So M also, apart from mother, stands for my husband's initial, Mandeep. F for father, family, friends. And the next is S. S is my sister, sibling. She has been with me like a rock of Gibraltar. And sometimes there's certain things you can't tell anyone in the world. Well, my sister is that person that I can share anything with, my innermost joys and feelings. I'm very lucky to be born in this land. And there is continuous shukran, gratitude. It makes a big difference. And of course, S also stands for women, Shivani and Siddhartha. And G, What is G stand for? God. Truly love God. I have intense faith and belief in God. And you know what? God and I have a deal. And the deal is this. Hey, you gave me the problems. Now it's your problem too. Give me the solutions. I'm free. Because remember, if I thought about all the negative things I've gone through, I do have a Damocles sword hanging just above my head. Cancer twice, many broken bones, and many surgeries, uterus removal, ovaries. And 2 years back, I had septicemia. I was rushed to the hospital 3 times, and I was given 210 injections through the jugular virus because of breast cancer. The veins in my arms cannot be used for either withdrawal or for insertion. I had a port both times. So all the withdrawal and insertion have been done in the veins of my feet since 2004. And they packed up. They tried to give me the IV through my feet, but they packed up. So they had no choice but to give me those over 6 weeks. Every 6 or 8 hours, day and night, I was given those. But guess what? I have always left myself with faith and trust in God. Because if I sat and worried about what would happen, I would not be able to be at peace and harmony with myself. And what about the others around me? Those vibrations would go to them. And would they be happy seeing me unhappy? No. So there has to be joy within one's heart so that that joy can spread all over the world. I really don't know how long Vidya expects me to talk, but let me say a few words about the campaign that I've been doing, thanks to 12 magazine and to the South India Women Achievers Awards and to Wiki, which stands for the Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I belong to the Tamil Nadu Social Service Council, and it came so beautifully. So what we did was, it was all our heads put together. Because that, some say many cooks spoil the broth. But I always feel that 2 and more heads together make wonders. We had was based on a self-breast examination video. So basically on the Neerja Malik official YouTube channel, which I started a month back, with 3 videos, somewhere in the middle. One is my explaining the campaign for the month of October, that each of us should spread this information to at least 10 people around me, which includes men and women. And Vidya spoke about it earlier, I spoke about it. You're a very important part of our lives. What would we do without you? Yeah, what would you do without us too? It goes both ways. And how do we spread this knowledge? How do we get involved in this campaign? I was very happy to find that 85 of my friends, not only my friends, when I say friends, I mean worldwide friends. I didn't know any of them or some of them. but they took up the cause as if it is and was close to their heart. So we all took a pledge. So one of the videos shows me taking a pledge. And I pledge to spread the awareness of breast cancer to at least 10 people around me. The second video is about explaining what the campaign is. And finally, the third is the self-breast examination video, which before it was released, I sent it to Dr. Selvi Radhakrishnan of the breast clinic in Chennai so that she could okay it. I wanted it authenticated by an expert. So I know that Vidya has this, and I know that she will feel free to spread this. It's about 4 minutes. Spread it to everyone on their WhatsApp so that you can further spread it. And I feel that breast cancer awareness about prevention and cure and treatment shouldn't just stop in October. It's an ongoing process. So I'm so glad that these videos are going to be released soon. Not released, Vidya is going to share them with you so that the word spreads and the video spreads, becomes viral, and everyone sees and understands how beautifully Vidya explained it all. You see and understand it in depth and follow it, because prevention is better than cure. And early detection certainly is curable. Cancer is curable. And I live with the hope that at some time we will walk into a chemist shop and give a prescription for cancer. And the chemist will supply you with the medicine and you will go home. Because let me tell you, diabetes and blood pressure are more dangerous than cancer. Because when cancer is detected, early or late, I had a bigger tumor in my armpit. And when they removed 21 nodes, 9 of them were malignant also. And I wept. I wept for 3 days. And then tube light. I didn't weep because I was scared of death. I wept because my twins were only 7. And tube light. Did God come down and say, start counting, your days are numbered, start counting backward? No. I wiped my tears. And I love the name of that shampoo. Baby Johnson's shampoo says no more tears. And 22 years plus, I took a pledge. I took a determined decision. Drid Nischay, that I am going to live for my twins. God is great, and here I am. I just want to tell you one thing, that fear stands for false emotions appearing real, or fantasized experiences appearing real. And we have this lovely Hindu mythology. Hindu philosophy is wonderful. That if there is a rope lying there and you're walking on the road, if you're fearful, you will think that the rope is a snake. But if you're not, and your eyes will see the rope for the rope, and you take it. So just remember that half the time we don't die of cancer, but the fear of cancer is the killer. So we should just remember that cancer is just a word, nothing more, nothing less. Nothing happens to me when I'm talking about a cell phone or a table. But when I say or hear the word cancer, beads of sweat. Because we have heard it time and again. 50 years, 100 years, I can understand the fear. But the fact of the matter is, treat it like it's just a word, nothing more, nothing less. And your treatment, consider it as just a short detour to get you back to where you were, better than before. And my third point is, laughter is the best medicine. And with that, we can overcome anything. It's been wonderful talking to you. Vidya, I don't know if I'm supposed to stop here, but please, can you tell me what I should do next? Because
I mean, I would love to hear you go on and on, Neerja. You've been so absolutely wonderful. Your words were so soothing to the inner soul. I can understand. I can really understand what you've gone through. And being a co-psychotherapist and a counselor who helps a lot of people understand what they go through, accept it, and move on forward with a positive attitude. As you said, we should not say fight it, because fight it is a negative word. You should say face it and conquer it. So that's the positive way of looking at it. And my heart goes out to a lot of women who are fighting. I have few of my friends in this same forum who's listening to you right now, and they are here on a special invitation, and I thank them for coming. I'm not going to name them here, but I just want each of them to know that we are here for each other. And I want all of us to just hold our hands, virtually maybe right now, but hold our hands in solidarity. October 23rd is, commemorated as a day of solidarity for women going through this breast cancer. And I just want all of us to virtually hold our hands. Yes, can we all do that? Can we all do this? So virtually hold our hands and say we are for each other, and we understand your pain, and we are going to be a support system. And as you wished, Neerja, I have already shared a video last evening with my team, but I'm going to share the video which you sent along with the campaign again. I've already shared it, but I'm going to do that again, so that many more people, are active contributors. I don't want passive listeners. I want active contributors here who can take a special time out of their daily, 24-hour routine and really reach out. And this is not something which lips speak. This is something which hearts and souls can. And I can just tell you, you've been fantastic. I loved the way, you shared or you poured your heart out. You poured your heart out. You took us into a peek into your lives. I know this must just be the tip of the iceberg. You must have, molded a lot of things to sound a lot more positive. Certain tears are tears of joy. Certain tears are, tears of victory. And I'm so proud of you that I have known you on a personal front. And all I can say is, after a person going through many miscarriages, a stillborn, 2 premature kids, 2 times, cancer conqueror, and more importantly, multiple surgeries and a septicemia in 2018. What can I tell about you, dear? I love you. We all love you, and you're such a sweetheart. And I can only tell that, Neerja, we're going to keep praying, not only for you, but for all those women, for all those support system, for all those people who really, make a positive influence in people's lives. And, that may this tribe, grow, prosper, that then there is so much of negativity going around in the world. Let's be the positive movement, and let's be that change which the world wants to see. Let's be those fighters, let's be those conquerors, and let's be the ones who say, if I can do it, you can do it too. And together we will make that happen. And together we will do things positivity. And, we have these, the kind of sessions which we promote is totally free of charge. We have yoga, breathing on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Like I told you in the Get In, Get Fit series, Surya Ma helps us do that. And then we have a team. Pramod gives us the link. You have listened to Pramod singing from your house. So Pramod does that for us. Judeline is, recording the session, and her son Nathan does this for us. He's just a boy of 7 years, and he's recording the session for you so that it becomes memorable for all of us. And, we have a huge team. And this is how I can see little boys, little men contributing to the success of every human being on earth. I don't want to be gender biased here. I don't want to be a feminist here. I would just love to say we have a beautiful world to live in. And it's so beautiful to have people like you, Neerja, who spread this positivity, to spread this kind of, a positive wave, a positive ripple effect on people's lives, on people's brains, giving hope to people, building a faith again in the unseen, people, having trust back in God, that, whatever he does or whatever he decides for us or whatever he plans for us is the best plan. It's always God's plan all the way. And you have been phenomenal. We are all so touched. I can feel your touch from Bombay here. I can, all I want to do is, yes, I want to give you that virtual hug and lots of kisses to you. And, you have been so heart pouring. I have no words to even explain what I'm feeling. Personally, I have gone through the same thing which you have gone through. And my family also is a family of cancer. So what you have said is not something I'm listening just with my ears. It is something which I listened with my heart open. My every cell of my body understands what a person like this goes through. And thank you so much. Hats off to people like you. Hats off to all those conquerors. I have, many people who are going to come up on the stage again. I want to, bow down my head in gratitude to God that, at some point of time, he made our hopes, triumph. He made our hopes triumph. And with those few words, and I just want to say thank you so much, Neerja, on behalf of Team Red, on behalf of Team Get In, Get Fit series, that, you have been a phenomenal person. And, we just look forward for hearing from you. I know your calendar is completely booked. You have another session today at 4, but, I know one tomorrow, you had one few days back. I know we have shared so much in common that I only feel like, we were just blessed to have you with us. We were just so fortunate that we got you in the same month of, breast cancer awareness. And what a finale to this month of October, having you here with us. And, words just fail to express my gratitude. I can only tell thank you, and thank you to you personally, and to all the delegates, I'm sure, who all attended today's session, would have understood what it is to be a fighter, what it is to be the support system, what is it to really reach out to people. And sometimes it is not, your deeds don't make the noise, your actions and the, effect makes the biggest, largest noise. Your tears are in silence, but your, the power is when you really want to show people that, whatever you've gone through, the struggles, that, you're the best. So thank you so much. But before, yeah.
Vidya, I just want to say a big thank you to you and Team Red. And what is it?
Get In, Get Fit.
Get in, get fit. This opportunity was wonderful, and I want you to know that I'm available 24/7. And you are, please feel free to share my number with anyone, just anyone. You don't even have to ask me, just tell them to say, Vidya gave it to us. That is enough for me. And I wish each of you all the very best. And I need to say that the divinity in me bows down to the divinity in all of you. God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Before we actually end this session, Neerja, I want to read out what our delegates, our friends have said this for you. So here is JS saying, such an inspiring talk. Love you, Urja. Rama Devi has said, thanks a lot, madam, for the information and motivation. Sita Perima has said, wonderful session. Dr. Vidya has said, motivating, ma'am. Neerja, you're inspirational. And Suryama says, wow, inspirational talk, ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Vidya and Neerja, ma'am. Dr. Vidya again says, God bless you, Vidya, for bringing such a wonderful session. Rhoda says, thank you, really informative, and thanks for allowing us into your journey and facing all your difficult situations. Proud of you. Dr. Malti says, awesome session. It's really inspired us. Thank you, ma'am. Parvati says, very wonderful session, really informative message for everyone. Thank you so much. Kirtida says, thank you so much, Vidya, for inviting me. Feeling so blessed to attend this session. Very inspiring talk. I know if I had not said or read this, Neerja, my day would not be complete. And even though you said a thank you, it is us who's to tell you a thank you for giving a sneak peek into your life, for pouring your heart out for us, for making us feel wanted, for, making all those women feel so special, because you are special, and, you are a special child of God. And that's the reason God has made you for us here. And you have a personal purpose in life. All of us come into this world with a purpose, and your purpose in life has been to touch millions and millions of hearts worldwide. So love you so much, Neerja. You've been the best. And, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and love you immensely, love you abundantly, and love you to the moon and more, and love that. Yes, love you so much, sweetheart. And thank you so much. And with that, we come to the end of today's session in Get Fit series for session 14. And thank you, delegates. Without you, nothing would have been possible. We have people joining in from all parts of the world. So thank you so much. And I love you all. Have a great weekend, and waiting to hear you all again on Saturday. Love you so much and take care.
Vidya, 1 minute.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
Can Neerja sound a whistle?
Yes.
Go on, Neerja.
No.
No, but I thought we should sing Hum Honge Kamyab, because Neerja kept saying Hum Honge Kamyab. So I'm going to end this session by singing Hum Honge Kamyab. If anybody knows that, you can sing along with me. I'm going to sing the Hindi and the English version. Just probably one paragraph, but I want to do that. Okay?
Thank you.
Hum honge kamyab, hum honge kamyab, hum honge kamyab ek din. Oh, man mein hai vishwas, pura hai vishwas, hum honge kamyab ek din. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in our hearts, we do believe we shall overcome someday. Love you, Neerja, and all of us shall overcome. And such a wonderful finale to this session. Love you, dear. Stay blessed. Thank you, JS. If you had
Thank
not
you.
been
Thank you,
there, it
everyone.
wouldn't
Thank
have
you,
been
Neerja. Thank you,
possible.
Vidya.
Thank you. Sweetie and
Thank you
Thank you
cutie.
so
so
much.
much. Thank you. Love you all.